Welcome everybody, this is your Strategy Wolf, and welcome back to Victoria 3. Welcome back to Victoria 3 after the release of Spheres of Influence DLC we've all been waiting for. The DLC that we sacrificed our Mexico playthrough for, and yeah, we are back after the survey that I initiated in my channel, and yeah, after a groundbreaking, record-breaking participation of 40 people for my channel. This is a lot. I'm really astonished. Thank you guys for participating. The Empire of the Tsar, or the Russian Empire, has won very thinly before the Great British faction, and also a little bit with a bigger distance to the contenders, or like the local forces. So yeah, I was really surprised since Britain caught up at some point to the Russians, but in the end, they, after like tying actually for 1 second, Russia speeded up again, and here we are. And yeah, I'm happy to announce my new project and to start with you guys. And since I'm really tight on time these days, I'm normally doing a history video beforehand. This time I'll definitely think about doing one, and we might do it in the aftermath, but I just want to get started to get the thing rolling, to not have you wait too long. So this is actually also, we're gonna see some gameplay in this very video. However, I give you, of course, a little bit of a disclaimer what we're going to do, about a slight overview of the situation and so forth, so you won't be too annoyed, let's say, by missing potential, I don't know, historical background. But of course, the easiest thing for you guys to get this very video with the historical background, let me know in the comments if you love that. The more people that push me, the more motivated I'll get, and I feel like it's my own ambition anyways to do that. So push me, guys, and we're gonna get going. All right. So far, so good. Let's have a look into the game. We are already in the starting screen of Spheres of Influence. Pretty artwork, in my opinion. I've never been to these places. I would love to be honest, Central Asia. But let's see. And since we said we're going to play the game, the great game, we are picking also this game option in my opinion, definitely. And yeah, let's have a close look. The new century marks the beginning of a long conflict waged across the world's largest continent. Through intrigue, warfare, deft diplomacy, guide Russia and Britain to dominate Asia, or lead Afghanistan or Persia to the path of sovereignty. Yeah, and we're taking Russia. Tsar Nicolas I started his rule by crushing a revolt, and how rules Russia in a wise-like grip. He espouses the doctrines of orthodoxy, autocracy, and nationality. Will this authoritarian Russia survive in the 19th century, or will a new, different Russia emerge? Yeah, and let's jump right in. Wait. Oh, I didn't. I want to have to look at the game rules first, to be honest. Let's jump right out again. I'm sorry. Yeah. So let's start. One second attempt. So we're gonna do this, but of course, let's have a quick look on the game rules. Achievements allowed. That's fair. Standard, or releasable. Moderate, I think this is all fine. Monument effects, yeah. So let's start with the disclaimer about Spheres of Influence. I had, let's say, 1.5 weeks now where I was able to have a look, have a little test playthrough, so it's not entirely blind for me. But I didn't play with either Russia or Great Britain, nor Persia or Afghanistan, so I had no insights into the great game. I've only played a Prussia or Germany game to basically see the economical, how this works, and then just jumped into a couple of others, but irrelevant nations, just for little tests. That's it. So I'm absolutely new, and what I must say, I do like the Sphere of Influence DLC a lot. Especially the economical changes, or like the foreign investments, so forth, from the first view seem to make a lot of sense, and makes the game way more fun in my opinion immediately. However, this very monument of power blocks, for me, like from the moment I heard about it, I found it utter trash. So because it's, in my opinion, an absolutely ahistorical, weird way to display power blocks. So for this reason, I'm going to disable it entirely, and I really don't want to care about that. Flag changes are fine. And here we go. The last time we always played with my friends Max's mod, since, yeah, sure, vanilla is playable, but there's, of course, like some drawbacks, and the modding community as always is amazing, so there's a lot of things out there. And this time, instead of Max's mod, which is going to come out in a couple of weeks after his holiday, and after some time to check out the changes actually coming by 1.7, I was researching a bit for myself, and found some mods that I found very interesting, and in the end found an amazing mod list, or like nicely explained mod list by other YouTuber called an economist playing. I leave you the link to his mod description and so forth in the video description, alongside my very selection, since I didn't pick every single mod that he introduced, and also had a little, I think, some other mods beforehand. However, this looks very promising, so there's plenty of mods in there that change the game. Hopefully not too much. I try to have not too invasive mods that also will hopefully survive any patches and so forth. So yeah, no like overhaul like Victorian flavor mod that I also played before, and I would have loved to have a look inside, but it's not been updated yet. So yeah, for the future, something in there. However, let's go through it. We have the less reactionary beliefs in here, which I have no experience with it. From what I hear, it's basically to make less revolutions, and this is especially good for the AI. So I added a couple of AI helpers, let's say, since AI performance, also economical performance, is still quite disappointing. So there's some mods in there that give them a little bit more autonomous investment for, plus like just some general cheat buffs for AI. Normally don't like it that much, but to be honest, I rather see a competent or like a stronger AI than somebody like failing while you're easily gonna be number one. So for these reasons, a couple of mods are installed, and less reactionary beliefs will lead to a let's have a quick look. Modifying the weightings that a new character gets this ideology. Okay, these values start at 100 and get added or subtracted by different factors. Okay, this mod seeks to make these leader beliefs less reactionary. Alright, yeah, cuts more reactionary weightings by 50, makes no chance in trench. Since I have, and you can apparently add this here for most of the groups, and I think I will just put all of them to less reactionary. Maybe the communists I go for entrenched, since this might be also a target for us, or interesting to have a communist revolution, of course. Same with ethno-nationalist. Let's say, let's really make only the... Let's only maybe make the... I feel like, no, vanilla seems to be the most radical in this one. So also it's okay to see him, let's say, by the really radical fractions more in the market later, or in the market in the game. So I think this is fine. And then here, less entrenched, less reactionary, so in the middle way. I think this is fair. Enlightened royalists. Whew. Then there's another mob, how canals at company capacity. We'll add probably not relevant for us at all, but we'll add a company capacity. If we build a kennel, I think I will definitely reduce it, that this capacity will only be used for the kennel company, if you just like a slight house rule. And over here we have the Hail Columbia mod. I haven't checked out at all. That it changes basically the US play, also not very relevant for us, but I've seen the US fail a couple of times or underperforming, so I would love to see them better. For this reason, I'm gonna keep the mob in here, alongside also a Alamo mod, Battle of Alamo, that will give Texas better chances of surviving the first independence war versus the Mexicans. So a little bit buff over here. Apart from this, plenty of things are in there. Like I said, the main direction is to strengthen the AI, and apart from this, some UI mods or some more information mods, and yeah, some more realistic demography and so forth. This is what we're doing, and let's get in. Russia it is. Yeah, I'm excited to start this new project. I'm really excited to have you on board. I hope you're gonna let me know what you think, all of you, in the comments. Leave me, if you haven't yet, it would be fantastic if you leave me a like and subscription right now, so you wouldn't miss any future videos of this very kind, and you can stay with me. So thank you very much for your support, and let's just jump right in. Oh, I haven't changed the map mode, or maybe I think I installed also X graphics mod for the card. That changes a bit. Let's hover a bit over it. First look, I don't see massive changes. Here in the US, I think the frontier is a little bit further back, I guess, than in the beginning. Yeah, both here in Canada and the US. This is like noticeable. Yeah, that definitely the mod definitely changed a lot over here. The rest seems to be pretty normal. But what are we going to do? So we are Russia. We are under Tsar Nikolai Romanov, and yeah, a slight. Let's have a slight tour over the history. Nikolai Romanov, he was born, I think, in like, I checked it out before, like in the end of the 18th century. So he grew up during the French Revolution, Revolutionary Wars, and saw then basically, yeah, how this the Russian Empire was on the winning side and turned out to be like one of the big winners of the war. However, of course, in such a revolutionary environment, the Russian state, it is absolutely, yeah, suppressive and under a suppressive regime that built on autocracy. Yeah, the Tsar, the church, and the nobles in the country would love to suppress such ideas. So actually, in the beginning of they were like heavily, in good relation, not heavily intertwined with Prussia and Austria and the Holy Alliance to suppress any revolutionary thoughts. And basically, he also helped Austria massively by suppressing the uprising of the Hungarians in 48. So, yeah, I think we're going to go a very similar course that under Nikolai Romanov, we're going to definitely keep a very old-fashioned autocracy and not do any reforms whatsoever. This is my house rule number 1, I would say. And by the way, we're having this, like, this music doesn't really fit 100%, I would say, but I installed also a mod with more US sound with more music, so this is going to be interesting to see. Let's see how was 200 megabytes of music. I'm interested to see how this turns out. I would like to, however, find... There were supposed to be also Russian marches, maybe it will become whatever. Let's shuffle through it. Jap, Ger, UK. Others? I don't know. Russia. Let's have at least one. Okay, guys, now we have the soundtrack for us to go hard. Yeah, so house rule number 1, I guess, with Nikolai Romanov, we're not going to enact any big new things. His son, Alexander Romanov, in exchange was also, historically speaking, I don't know if it's market liberal is correct, but he was like the reformed Tsar, and under his reign, basically the serfs were, the serfdom was, revoked, and it's not like we suddenly had a super liberal Russia, but he did a couple of reforms to move Russia forward. So this is also where I'm probably going to start, making Russia a little bit more liberal. So house rule also like disabling serfdom. So we're gonna keep this for at least the reign of Nikolai. And then I don't know yet, to be honest. So since we're talking about it, I would love you to participate in this very Let's Play. So if you have any ideas, great ideas for house rules and so forth, let me know and put me on this help me on this trail where we can go. My idea is we keep these 2 Tsars at least and follow their, let's say, more or less historical role model. But in the end, if we're going at the same time, we're playing, of course, the great game that I will have a look at in a second. And then, of course, if hopefully we have an extremely unequal society, there will be reforms or anything that will lead us into, that would be really interesting to see, into a communist revolution that makes sense. Since I actually never played communist in Victoria 3, so it would be lovely to see that. However, the way we're gonna do this, I don't know yet, and we're not gonna start reforms right now to push this like in a way, so I want to have it like in a plausible and realistic way to happen. If this is going to work, we shall see. I hope simply the best, and to do that, please let me know any massive, or let me know what you think, what we can do to make this happen. Apart from this, sure, I think you would notice that I would notice there's more information, because we also over here coming from the different UI mods I've installed, Prestige and so forth. I think I've installed, an extended GDP display and so forth, so we have more information available. Apart from this, what will be our main foreign policies? I think I'm going, once again, I'm trying to be more like historical. Of course, Central Asia here is very, very relevant. We have to take over this should be quite easy also. Apart from this, there's a couple of territories ruled by the king or Qing that we should take over in a long time, like especially here Outer Manchuria, to basically get our ice-free harbors or warm harbors here in the east. Here, historically, it was Port Arthur, then which resulted here in the Japanese-Russia War of 1904. More about this in the history of Japan that I gave in my first Victoria playthrough. So this is an option. Or not even an option, this is a target, and of course we're going to play the great game, therefore improving or increasing our influence here in Central Asia, where we'll duel ourselves with the Brits. However, I don't know the mechanics at all, so interesting for all of us together. And then of course, exploiting the weakness on the Balkans, especially after we will research Panslavism. Before that, we shall see. Historically, of course, Russia had an enormous influence over the Orient at this time. However, Nikolai overplayed his cards in the end of the 50s, where he tried to take over more chunks over here. I don't want to go in detail in this video, resulting in the Crimean War, that basically France and England teamed up to fight back the Russians and hinder them to take over too much influence of the Ottomans. But they wanted to basically get control here over the Sea of Marmara, of the Straits, to have the ice-free access to the markets. Always an essential same in the East Baltic Sea. This basically the essential ideas of the Russians at that time, apart from being the leader of all the Slav and all the Orthodoxies, which still lives up until today. To some extent, these ideologies and thoughts that have been heavily implemented into the Russian society. I don't want to talk too much details right now, once again, since first of all, I'm not an expert on it, only a superficial ideas and rough overview. Of course, to study history, but doesn't mean I know everything, so I don't want to talk too much. And also, of course, in the current days of current events with the war in Ukraine, it is a very sad topic also, and a little bit problematic to play an imperialistic and authoritarian Russia. And of course, personally speaking, I support Ukraine in all ways down here. But I don't want this. I want to make too many statements on the history and potential political, consequences out of what I'm saying right now, since I feel like there's a lot of not that smart, or like a lot of half semi-beliefs or ideas that people have, and where they draw their conclusions on that sometimes are a lot, very much influenced by ideology and how you want to see the world. So it's very complicated down there, and I'm not going to talk too much about it right now, especially not with the relations to justify anything what's going on right now or so. However, we'll try to keep this topic away as often as possible. Probably I just can't keep it, and we'll talk anyways. So let me know, discipline me, or let me know if you have any further interest in here, and I might try to even prepare something a little bit more with more orientation towards that. All right, I think this is all about the what we have to say in the beginning, all the disclaimer we have to do. Some couple of other things I want to have a look at is I installed a new mod that I haven't even tried out, that makes here production methods. You might have noticed I can't switch in between normal and luxury clothes. We have to build apparently now every single what is this? Okay. Looks like something didn't really work out well over here. And okay, this is the building registry. Never really used it. I have a look in the meantime. I'm pretty sure we can work with it. Tailoring workshop. Here you go. You see, luxury clothes needs something else. So basically, we have a building for every single thing now. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Oh my god, we have tons of army. We have a lot of navy. UI is gonna be complicated, but we're gonna get there, and I think this is gonna be a long episode for the start, so you guys until we are set basically in so we have a deep analysis of the situation right now. Let's go in it. Okay, we have Tsar Nikolai. He's arrogant, low legitimacy, he's pious, more clergyman. Let's have a look on our the intelligentsia. I think we have to suppress him very soon. He's imposing. As ruler, infamy decay. He's been described a little bit negative over here, but probably this fits him in some kind of way. So that's who we are right now. Good to know. Anything special going on? I don't know. let's have a look at the government. And yeah, only our nobles are ruling right now. What I'd like to do is probably to get the church also in. Question is, shall we also get the armed forces in already? Alexander von Benkendorf. I mean, we can start easily just with those two groups. Let's see if we can. I mean, at the moment we basically can't enact anything. Maybe the police force, which we will probably do. Yeah, let's have a look on on our laws first. Monarchy, autocracy, supremacy, state religion, hereditary bureaucrats, peasant levies, no home affairs, traditionalism, mercantilism, land-based taxation, serfdom. As you see, I feel like Russia, apart from their women rights over here, probably one of the most old-fashioned countries in the world, or of entire Victoria. I feel like especially traditionalism is something we need to get away from. Yeah, it's really, really bad, as you see all these contribution efficiencies. So I really hope we can go to agrarianism or interventionism as soon as possible. Yeah, but we need somebody to help us endorse it. At the moment, nobody can. So I will start anyways with probably the dedicated police force. I know the local police force potentially, since yeah, it will help us to keep, like, fight the state turmoil more than the dedicated one, and it fits us also better. It's helping the landowners, who we want to support right now. So yeah, this is definitely something we want to do. We can already do it like this, but I think the church is definitely part of our government right now, and which will also help us to bring out charity hospitals, which I would like to get a little bit lower mortality. But yeah, as I said, I think once we're already here, let's do it and get the local police force out to have some support to, yeah, keep the revolutionaries down. So much about this. So laws are really bad. We have no institutions yet, leading to the budget. And yeah, we're definitely not gonna keep. I want to invest, and we're gonna definitely press out our population. So we're gonna go for high taxes right away, and the less we can leave like this. So we have to see how this turns out over time. Oh, by the way, oh yeah, we're suppressing them already. That's good. And the rest we don't have to enact any special things. We could potentially really like take a lot from our people, but at the moment I don't want to tax already grain. This is too intense. I mean, yeah, the Russian, or can I might even serve them. Yeah, our standard of living at the moment is nothing we really care for too much. Will I be that rustic? It costs even 500. Authority is quite expensive, but also it provides the most income. I mean, most people consume that. I will. And also liquor, where the Russians are really eager, what the Russians are really eager for. So it's gonna be a hard time here. Yeah, I'm gonna fire up the production on the building, definitely. So maybe let's keep those to maybe support with some edicts somewhere. And yeah, there's nothing going on, right? Nope. It's all right. So much about this. So budget, we increased. This is what we're gonna do. Let's have a look at our market and the trade routes. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, we can cancel everything we don't need. Definitely gonna trade a lot with China, I think. The Brits, we don't need to if we can avoid. And I'm definitely also gonna focus on resources at first and push a more agrarian, or like coal, iron, wood is gonna be our main export. Oh, definitely not the liquor over here. We've got porcelain, okay. Also, that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna wait with this Chinese trade a bit until we see how it turns out, and then have a quick look what we've got to. Okay, lead. And what's super cheap down here? Yeah, sugar, but we're importing sugar, right? Also, of course, we're gonna improve our grain capacity of production. Let's export some fish. And I think I'll prefer to trade actually with the Austrians and the Prussians, since I would love to get at the beginning a trade agreement with them. Well, maybe it's a little bit premature to start doing these things right now, but the Swedes are definitely also some guys that we want to probably influence heavily or get a trade route. I mean, trading without ships will be very helpful. Since I have something else, I installed also a mod that provides, I haven't had a look at it yet, here the cold water harbors, which should probably make our situation more plausible, that we actually can't build too many harbors up here in the ice water, and port building throughput at it also. You know, this is really bad to have actually ports up here, and here's only one is possible. Same should be over here. Oh, here it's not even possible to build ports, right? Oh, it is? Okay, they apparently forgot about it, or is das Arctic Terra? No, it doesn't include it. Did they forget about it here? Okay, here it's working, but why didn't he really at the Polar Sea? There seem to be... Okay, here there's no ports. Maybe they just forgot it, one or two down here. Let's have a quick look at the other ports. How is it with St. Petersburg? A cold water harbor, are you kidding? I mean, okay, this is frozen potentially. North Livonia, Revel. Okay, here it's okay. Well, we have to rely on that, I guess. So much about that by now. Have a quick military. Well, shall we upgrade immediately? I don't know. That's here. I'm actually quite insecure how to do the perfect. And normally I upgrade completely to Lancers and Cuirassiers and Hussars are gone. I don't really know if there's a smart way to do it in the beginning. Yeah. I mean, they have more speed, the Hussars, right? That's the idea. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get into a big conflict in the beginning of the game. So yeah, military we leave alone for the moment. We have our power block. That is already out there. We have vassalization and defensive cooperation. Okay. Part of it is so far. We've got here the Baltic Governorate. Sure, this is Uli Zhush, which is... Oh. Okay, those guys are already in our power block, I didn't know. The Kishishus and the Ortashus. Okay, this is entirely new. These Kazakh people. Okay, it seems like we have to annex them over time. So let's start with our... Okay, basically I wanted to, as I said, let's start with these boys. Since we wanted to influence them, the same over here with Sweden. And then let's... improve with a bit with our boys down here. Not possible. That can we already declare a new rivalry? We can, of course. I mean, it's a little bit cheesy in the beginning, but I'll do it right now. Let's... I don't want to get too much into rivalry with our neighbors, so let's pick Sweden. They will drop out very quickly, I think. Let's pick, yeah, Sicily, since they also, you could argue they fight over influence down here. And also the Papal State, since yeah, Catholicism is kind of an enemy, or at least not orthodoxy. So that therefore, I mean, they will drop out soon, I'm quite sure. I'll try to improve relations down here. Okay, Khiva isn't part of our yet, and Circassia also not, but they have... So this was a war with the Circassians that was basically running for like 50-60 years down here, with like more like a rebellion, but a very long ongoing thing. And the Caucasian war down here is... Yeah, the conflict burns at a slow pace, waged mostly through raids and incursions. Our territorial ambitions in the Caucasus Mountains are being set back by fierce local resistance. We must crush all remaining resistance in order to secure our southern border and open the territories up for settlement. Yeah. Once the rifling and logistics technologies are researched, it will be possible to escalate the war and launch a full-scale invasion of the rebellious states. Okay. If completed, then triggers this. Okay. Catastrophe will fail if we'll definitely go for this. So let's have a look. Rifling and what does it say? Rifling and logistics. So to get this, okay, logistics here and rifling. Oh, down here. Yeah, not immediately. It can happen at some point. This is not where we're gonna start off, but this is the power block. Just to get an overview, we're increasing our mandate, and then I have no idea how to do it in the end. We have to observe the situations. I have made some experience with the German power block so far. Yeah, I do kind of not dislike the power block system. However, I'm not 100% convinced yet. We shall see. By the way, Wallachia, and of course and the Greeks also would be nice, right? I feel like we need even more rivals. Let's pick Sardinia or Spain. What do you think? France not. Saxony. They're so tiny. How would this work? Well, let's pick Netherlands. And since they were so liberal, they're too liberal for us. Let's pick Belgium and the Netherlands, and reinvest in Montenegro, of course, the most important state down here. Persia, I'm not sure yet. Okay, it's good we don't have too much right now. Let's finish their jobs first of these diplomats. Lead shortage, yep, we're gonna take care of this very soon. And let's have diplomacy. We had our look at, yep. Let's see how this turns out. We do have we're not improving to Finland. Okay, yeah, I don't know what our strategy over here is with the national supremacy we do have right now. I don't want to annex those boys too quickly, I think, since let me know. I'm gonna check out when the Baltic government was officially taken more into Russia. That Grand Duchy of Finland, I'm not even sure if it ever happened entirely. Let me know what you think, what I can do over here. And they already have interventionism, so actually I'm happy to let them build stuff and have the North German and Russian. Yeah, they are more like flexible over here. General Karl Magnus von der Pahlen is a North German man. Okay, yeah, the Baltic Germans that settled Riga and all the other towns over here. Ooh, there's so much to do. I'm surprised. Let's have a quick look on their politics. Actually, maybe we can already help them do something that we would enjoy. Let's give them a national guard. Why not? Yeah. Always good to get these things to fight down any revolutions. And here, let's get the charity hospitals in Finland. They could need those. You might have encountered my obsession with the Finns before. There was no further idea why they would need the charity hospitals. I'm pretty sure that wealth or health supplies pretty good, health services are pretty good in Finland these days. Anyways, okay, there we go. We continue with the technology. Agriculture would be definitely smart, but maybe we want to also, this is just like takes too long right now, so maybe lathe. The lathe is a machine for rotating a piece of material. Lathe? I hope I do pronounce it correctly. I know the German one, of course, but yeah, this could be worth it to start a little bit of our like easy industries. Militaries, yeah, it's all 4 years, right? Apart from the pedal steamer, that isn't that important right now. The stock exchange. This might be very smart alongside mass communication and empiricism. Yep. Okay, guys, we're just gonna start with mass communication for more authority. I'll start with banking also. Let's start just with stock exchange. With the trade routes will be helpful. We also have a bureaucratic deficit, which are already quickly helpful. So I think like these actually in the society area are gonna be our starting point. But I want to reevaluate after it's done. So let's do stock exchange first. Map the American Western frontier. No, I mean, we don't want to start this right now. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Nothing over here. Let's get a quick overview over our cultures. So yeah, with the national supremacy, Ukrainian, Russian, and Belarusian are being accepted. The rest isn't. Which means Poland, here's with 4 million people, Poland is heavily suppressed. Poland by this time is of course like divided between the Austrians, the Prussians and the Russians, latest after 3 Polish divisions, where the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth basically dissolved, or was dissolved by the others in imperialistic agreements. So the Poles are very much suppressed right now. This is something that we could consider actually, releasing the Poles as like a grand duchy similar to the Finns, so they have a little bit more acceptance and would build more. But I could also just imagine that we want to keep our position for prestige reasons, not do that, since we also we should be the Emperor of Poland or the King of Poland according to our title. Let me know what the Russian Tsars took. I think after Napoleon there was like they transferred themselves, since under Napoleon there was this Duchy of Warsaw or something like this that was a tributary state to the Napoleonic or to the French, and after that I think the Russians took over this kind of title into the Tsardom title. If you know that, let me know. And as you see, in general, we are already a quite surprisingly heterogenic country. As you see, 2 million Ashkenazi Jews, Tatars, 1 million Georgians, Lithuanians. So yeah, the cultures are pretty much mixed up. But for the moment, this is what it is. Nothing will change about it so quickly, since definitely the Russians are in charge. I mean, it's hard to tell if he was like an ethno-nationalist, probably not, but yeah, at the moment we can't change to racial segregation anyways. So yeah, we shall see when this happens. At some point it might be useful. All right, so journal, there was nothing, companies, nothing to found right now for us in the current setup, and therefore we almost ready to get started. Some more things to consider. Yeah, we do have no bureaucracy, however we also have tons of colonies. As you see, we would need to incorporate the Poles, also here the Lithuanians. So basically when you look around, even though here Nenetsia isn't, Vologda is, but then here Surgut. Oh, it's an incorporated state. What? Perm? Corporate perm. Okay, the Siberian. Okay, Surgut here is incorporated, but the north. Okay, this seems to be the last one. The southern Siberian steppe here, east of the Ural, Chelyabinsk, is not incorporated yet, so therefore it's colonies. What does this mean to us? Good question. We do have no colonial affairs. I would like to basically go to resettlement, since these are also, as you saw, not really settled with Russians, rather with, I mean, there's Russians, that's true. Actually, they are settled with Russians, but I think the population, if you hover over it, is pretty low. It should be. Population map mode. Yeah, as you see, the main heavy focus is over here, of course, in European Russia. Hey guys, immediately crashed within the first minutes, and I definitely deactivated some more mods to slim it down. But I'm back with the construction, haven't started yet. So basically we are at the point where I wanted to be with you guys. I think I didn't change anything. I might have reconstructed almost everything. I think I added the text and wine, since I think I had 355 left. But that's it for the moment. So I set up everything accordingly, rival to the Italians and the liberal West, basically apart from the great powers, that what we're doing right now. Army, as we'll have a look later. And yeah, that's where we are right now. So what do we have to do? And this is probably the interesting part right now. Yeah, so it can have a look at the interests, where we want to be interested, and definitely North China, I would say. The Himalayas, yeah. Iberia, Nile, North Africa, or the US? That's the question. The Pacific coast, I guess, since we have Alaska over here, so it makes sense to be also interested in over here, and then it will enable us also to probably, once we have colonists, to send them out to take more over here. In the long term, I don't know if we're gonna keep Alaska or not. Alright, here we are, unfortunately, with the mod, that maybe it's the building mod. I don't know, I still don't see the pictures over here. I hope I'll find a fix over time, but I realized when I hover over it, I can definitely This show less button here is also a little bit disappointing since I can't get an overview. I hope this can be fixed very easily by... Oh, I hope this is playable, to be honest. Or I might have to work with these workarounds, but I'll have a look if it's... which kind of UI mod. I mean, this is just a UI thing, I guess. Hopefully. What we have to have a look at. So, by the way, talking about now the production, the good thing is... here we also see our other option. That's the great thing. Okay, good. We do see like the perks we have. So let's have a quick look. We have, of course, here the Russian taiga forests that cover here the entire north and west part. That will help us a lot with the logging industry. Will definitely build up here. We do have here the western steppe that increases the ranches down here. Basically, we do have the black soil that is really splendid here for agriculture, especially in Ukraine, and next to the Dnieper river access and so forth. So yeah, here the south in Ukraine is really super fertile. We do have here in Perm and Ural, we have iron mine modifier, so the Ural is very potent for that also. Same here in Kuznetsk, and then basically in Siberia we find rather here these Arctic terroir modifiers. But mostly big rivers. So yeah, Russia is here very good, of course, for natural resources, and we basically have everything available in a kind of a way. Okay guys, I set up the game a third time and deleted all outdated mods where I thought they might be working or so. In the end, really nothing changes in the end of the things I said before. The main thing that changed is we have our pictures back, and I'm able to place stuff on the map, so it's playable again. So that's what I'm going to look for. And yeah, before we get into this building situation, by the way, that's the only thing I forgot to do, is finish our trade routes over here. Let's quickly do that, what I wanted to do. We want lead. Yep, that's what we want from the Prussians. And let's take some more of dice from I think I took the Persians last time. Yep, do like that. And also we can consider exporting some more things if we can. I know we're importing this anyways. Yeah, wood essentially. Yeah, Persians basically want to supply most people with wood. Austrians, best case, of course, via land, but we have to see what's possible. Let's see, Mexico, I don't know, Kiva. I think that's good for the moment. Let's see where we're going with that. It costs us, of course, also bureaucracy, so we've got to be careful. Swedes. These baseline products have to be sold, and we have to create the markets. Let's try some, well, actually liquor we need for a population. Yeah, let's try to sell as many as we can. Taxes up again. Okay, right. Sorry for the repetition. I have to have a look after this bad start we had. I really hope that I did a complete new start, by the way, so everything is fresh. So with the new settings, and therefore we shouldn't face any bitter consequences. Yeah. Of course, we wanted to start the local police force. That's something I forgot. And yeah, now we go. Let's have a look at the great game so far. Continue to on your path. More channels will appear eventually. Nothing up here. So basically the Caucasian War seems to be the main entry right now for the great game. So we shall see what happens here in the future. Will come in normally, irregularly. I think we don't have to have too much attention to that right now. Yeah, these guys, I feel like we should definitely try to integrate them as quickly as possible. But now let's have a quick look overview on what we shall build in here. So we need definitely lead, we need some fruits. Since fruits are not being done anymore by that's probably because of this situation. I try to produce all of the stuff myself, but fruits I think we can take a little bit from the others. Since the fruit build up, I don't know, we can have a look. Is there something we can do down here? Fruit. No, doesn't seem to be. Gold mines, by the way. Yeah, we're definitely gonna build gold mines. This is for sure. Do them where we can, maybe even prioritize. Before that, let's go actually through all our buildings. Yeah, let's fight it through. Come on, we're gonna, then worst case, we're gonna sell some of the groceries. That's fair to me. And as you see, I try to really trade a lot with the Prussians and the Austrians, since this is where over time I would love to get, yeah, we can get the trade agreement right away with the Austrians, so actually let's do it. So we can pull them easily on our side, I think, and having here security here while we enforce our power rather on Asia than Europe, and maybe in the Ottomans. I'm happy to have these German states as my conservative power base, kind of in a historical way. Okay, low market access in Muscovy. Anything doable about that right now? We have no railways yet, there's no harbor, so I feel like we have to almost get a... By the way, if you're surprised by the decrease, there is a mod with more decrease, so more interesting decrease. I'm not really entirely, I haven't played a lot with it, but it seems to make sense to me. So let's just find the infrastructure. Urban services, okay, that's what we're talking about. In Moscow and in Vitebsk is over here. Okay, let's do that as well. Urban services. Okay guys, here we go. After a third crash, I'm back with a fresh restart. Now I thank God I saved my actions that I had. And once again I reproduced more or less, or hopefully not even more or less, but kind of exactly what we did. Here we are. I was just on doing some decrease, and actually I'm gonna fire out the last 105 authority, probably to push just in case the manufacturing industries in Moscow, since we have a very, even though the capital is St. Petersburg, as most of you would know probably, of course Moscow is the most relevant, or like should be our industrial and strongest place, even though there will be other spots that are very relevant as well. Yeah, and it crashed while I was on the building, so what I'm going to do over here, let's first check once again quickly the buildings that I didn't oversee or forgot anything. And then let's make use of our money and extract the construction sector. We're not going to switch to iron frame immediately because wood is our strength, and therefore I'd rather build plenty of those over here. And yeah, I will, let's start with where we have a lot. So basically everywhere in the end. And yeah, over here where we have plenty of people, they will be all extended, absolutely. And we can, as long as there's plenty of people, we can also afford to have them die. So definitely we're going to use Siberia as well. But let's just start with the biggest ones yet. Mazovia, will we? There's no qualifications, okay. Let's start with a massive build up, and yeah, this is where we're gonna go with. So it will cost tons of wood. We'll need lead. Let's import actually. No, let's see how the imports turn out. So what I want to focus on is definitely lead, wood, especially hardwood. Also tools is fine, but maybe just some more grains, and iron for sure. This is going to be our first investments. Let's have a quick look. Iron mine, we don't have the technology to upgrade yet, so let's start with iron mines. And yeah, here we do have a bonus here on iron, but let's just start very small and get like the first ones out, I would say. Yeah, let's do this. Awesome, so let's have some lead out. By the way, we also wanted to get gold mines. I totally forgot. Let's max them out. This I haven't done yet. Then what were we talking about? Silk plantation, whaling station, opium, not really. Yeah, furniture, but we can do this later, I guess. Hardwood and some grain. Hardwood is being, I think they differentiate in this mod also in the logging camps, right? We have the logging camp that does, or did it just both? Let's have a look. They just do woods. Hardwood logging camps. There we go. Do they also get a Throughput, logging industry throughput. Let's have a quick look at my, do we have any of them somewhere around in, for example, Moscow? Mogilev? I don't see any of them around over here. Nizhny Novgorod, here, yeah, Nizhny Novgorod. This one has the modifier. So throughput doesn't look like it. Do we have another one here as well? Normal log input. Oh yeah. Okay, good to know. Hardwood. So basically hardwood, we do not. Oh yeah, we do not have to care too much about the modifiers. So we need hardwood. So for this reason, let's build it apart from the places that have the bonus. Tula, and we have already some here. Kiev doesn't have the bonus. Yeah, we have tons of people here. Kharkiv, I don't know. Warsaw, okay. Make the poles cut over here, and Kharkiv also, let's say, build up 5. Kursk, these down here in the south, it's always good to get like a little bit jobs out, I guess. Because especially down here, we want to get long term, there's a lot of resources we want to get. So yeah, some hardwood over here. But maybe on the long term, we shouldn't even focus too hard on that, I guess. Let's simply focus a bit over here. I mean, we're gonna mainly export these, no worries, but also our demand increases heavily through the buildings. And throughput, do we have an... Yeah, this is so annoying in my opinion, but this is the same in vanilla, that we have to switch back from the very specific one to see the bonuses, the perks on the map. That's, in my opinion, doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay, that's where we go. Let's wood up, and then later we can shuffle, by the way. This is almost my style. I just fire out some in the beginning. So let's do some once again. Where do we have the best iron situation? All over here, right? Iron, 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 okay. Those 4 are to be extended. We shall see where we go after that. And then I also said some wheat farms, I guess, right? So, and this is potentially mainly the south that has these massive throughput boni on it. Does it, right? Crimea. Yeah, Crimea. And here's also plantations, right? Well, we definitely, for style reasons, we're gonna get some wine on Crimea. And over here, let's do some tobacco, some... Let's not get too wild, maybe. Okay, I think this is a good start. Then we have the last thing we have to have a look is the developments or our bureaucracy we're having over here. Yeah, the port, max the port out, it's just a little bit. And then let's have a look at construction. Do we have... Yeah, there is deficits in the taxation, so this is what I want to try to avoid that. Let's actually just build a couple of them in the main ones. No, not 2. And then we shall see where this goes. Nizhny Novgorod 2 and Masovia also skip, and then after this amount we can see where we go. And I think we reached the point, guys, where we actually are ready to start. It's a huge country. We are gonna incorporate with these states later. I want to switch to settlement, so we bring more people here. So the colonies we will integrate in a bit. We're not in a rush about that. So this is where we're gonna start off. And to be honest, since this was such a long episode already now, and I had to fight with a lot of things, I'm quite happy that we're not crashing right now and we came to an end. I hope that this is now a stable version. Everything, mods and so forth, you'll find downstairs in the video description, of course. And as I mentioned before, this is not a one-way street. This Let's Play is... I'm happy for your participation and so forth. So let me know what you want to see. Give me great ideas and great house rules. I write down the house rules that I have. Also, these little house rules so far. And then we shall see where we go. yeah, and then next episode we will actually start playing and see where we're going, since this was just the baseline setup and it took me already quite a long time, but I'm super excited and I'm happy for you guys to join in. So please do that, I would be really delighted. And if you don't want to miss any episodes and also want to support my work here and my channel, please leave me a like and subscription as mentioned before, so you wouldn't miss out on anything in the future. And yeah, stay there, be there for the next really first episode, and then I really hope we can have a joyful playthrough together. Let's hope the best that patches and so forth are not going to disrupt this one, and then we shall see hopefully a first great Tsaristic and then communistic future. Let's see and find out. Thank you for watching, see you in the next episode. Bye, your Strategy Wolf.